Indeed, the most anticipated match in recent Warcraft 3 history. It's Happy versus Hitman. It's finally happening, and I couldn't be more happy to cast it with you, Carson.
This is going to be one for the legends, one for the books. Is it going to be another stomp, but at least we got to see that match finally, or is it going to be something that Americans talk about until the day the country is underwater to global warming when the ice caps melt? It might be. Even if he takes one map, we're going to be talking about it for the rest of this game's life, I guarantee you. One map is all we need, Victor. That's all we need.
That's all we need, indeed, especially if Kevin takes a map off of Foggy, which might be possible as a Knight of Mirror. Everything is crazy. Hitman facing elimination with the worst enemy possible. I prepared you already. You got your tissues ready when NA is going down?
Yeah, in my back pocket. I do indeed. But, Hitman might need them more than me, but we're wasting no time. I think we're just going to jump into map number 1. The anticipation is over. Let's check it out, everybody.
This is it, everybody. On the upper left-hand side of springtime, we got probably the most skilled Warcraft player in the history of this game. Coming a long way. This is Happy.
And now, introducing for hopefully not the last time in this tournament, the American Lin, the Iceman of America, the destroyer it is, Hitman.
Can he take maps, Carson? Can he take maps off of Happy? Recently, Orcs have done it. Happy has played this matchup multiple times in recent weeks against the Chinese in the Show Cup. He was challenged by Fly, he was challenged by Infi, and all the Lin multiple times, and he overcame them all. Can Hitman do what the legends of this game from China couldn't?
It's a tall task. This is a matchup that historically Happy, I don't know if he's necessarily struggled in it, but he has been openly against it in terms of balance. He disagrees with where Orc is at currently, and Hitman disagrees apparently with going Blade Master in this matchup. First big exchange there, but the coil, of course, is always there to secure. And now last hit potential from the Farseer. Everything you can do to deny this experience is huge, and Happy does not let that one slip away.
Oh man, there's always a little bit of philosophy going on. What do you attack most when you have a Farseer against a DK Gould? Is it the Goulds? Is it the Skeletons? Is it the Creeps? Or is it the DK? So far, so good. Happy.
Wow.
Man, we're 2 minutes 50 in the game, first round right there, but Hitman also with the deny. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're starting off this game very, very well.
So far, no mistakes from either side, and if we do that for just, another 25 minutes, it might be a sick game here. Happy going to try to get that level 2. Of course, Aura is oh so important, and I don't think Hitman, there's a world in which he gets all 3 of these last hits, but I think that's a multiverse far away from ours.
Doctor Strange activated indeed, a little bit too early. Happy with all the patience in the world, and with that level 2, but bruised and beaten on the DK with 50%. But now with the Aura, hold on. Oh, he got a little bit, maybe a skeleton though, not too sure. The Wolf goes down as well. Happy 2.2 after the first engagement. This looks a little better for the Emperor, but still Hitman with all the chances to recover from this, as his tech is a lot faster.
Yeah, he's about to be tier 2, and that means Tauren Chieftain. If he can only keep Happy off of level 3, it is 2.2 currently, but one more decently sized camp, and he's going to be able to get that level 3. And we saw how effective that was when Exlord played Hitman earlier. Autumn leaves, 1 coil on level 2, and that was a dead seer in no time. So this creeping has so far been pretty efficient for Happy. We'll see if he can continue this momentum.
Speaking of keeping up momentum, Hitman's momentum was pretty much stopped in the series versus Exlord. We always see him calm and collected. Is he really, or does it frustrate him when he starts to lose series? And is he a guy that thrives off momentum?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Because when he does stream, that's where most people see his games, Hitman. He doesn't have cam or mic, but when you watch him play in person, he does tend to emote a little bit. He'll sigh, he'll say, oh, and then a word that I'm not going to say in this broadcast. This is going on YouTube. We're going to get plenty of views for this one. But, you know, he does show some emotion. He's not as cold as one might think when he plays, but I think he's going to be as confident as anyone would be against Happy because he knows he has to be.
Oh man, Happy is dashing through its mana pool, securing kill after kill after kill on these creeps. He's getting kind of close-ish to level 3 already. Hitman needs one of these last hits, and that was a solid one, I guess. It's so hard to see all the time. But yeah, Fasio 1.3, that's okay, but he's also bursting through the mana. I gotta be careful! Just barely squeezes through the surround, and now the headhunters are getting hunted by ghouls.
Yeah, I do wonder what Hitman was doing there when he was a little bit idle for too long. That's why he's in this position right now where he's almost getting surrounded. He must have been macroing something. Hitman infamous for not keybinding his macro buildings. He has to go back home like it's Brood War for some reason. One of the biggest flaws to his game that he has yet to fix. But Happy not landing the surround there. So no big mistakes so far, and Happy not level 3 yet either.
Ooh, Happy knows that there's a creep spot coming. He has so much mana. Again, his mana management is probably the best in the world. Fasio, again with a close escape. Happy, oh, Dark Ranger second it is. Didn't expect that. Looks like Happy wants to go to bed early and finish this quick.
Oh, the critter! Okay, thought it was a critter, but it was actually a ghoul, a creepy critter, if you will. The surround could be locked in, but Hitman is slippery. He greased up before this match.
Do you have Reforged graphics on that you confuse critters with ghouls? Another last Hitman. Hitman really struggling to find something to creep. The TC is with the army, so it's not the Fasio harassing. Really Happy with an insane control over this match.
Yeah.
Just like he holds the entire scene in his grip.
Yeah, one more decently sized camp and Happy will be level 3. And as you mentioned, the mana pool full. And the tier 3 on the way. Hitman is going to hit tier 3 first, though. But the question is, will the Tauren Chieftain hit level 3 before Happy's in his face? The Dark Ranger, though, I feel as though if you go DR second, you kind of have to find some value with it because the Lich, obviously, you want level 3. Probably more important, Dark Ranger level 2 is a fine level up. So I feel like he's got to get something done. Here's Hitman with the Creep Jack. Potential for a ghoul kill. No last hit, though. Very close on these last hits, though.
This is just split seconds all the time since this game started. Hitman has the major advantage of a finished tier 3 tech at 6 minutes 30. That's insane. Skipping so much other stuff to get to tier 3 as fast as possible. The patience by Happy securing tier level 3. He just knows, man. He just feels this game.
Very well done. Gets a Scroll of the Beast, which is actually excellent for the first Frenzy Ghoul timing that we saw from Exlord earlier. So if he pops that, brings in the Ghouls, goes on to the Headhunters, it's going to be very difficult. Well, it's going to be going on to the Berserkers now as that pops. Shadowhunter on the way as well. One thing Hitman was lacking earlier against Exlord was attack upgrades. Would love to see him more prioritized to get 3 0s early as possible, like Focus would, for instance.
For sure. There's multiple options right there. It's so interesting when you look at the player camps, how different they are. Like Happy, there's so much upper body movement. His head is constantly twitching to every single direction. And Hitman, you might even wonder if the camera is stuck or something.
Yeah.
He's barely ever moving. This is definitely a styles clash here. Another coil thrown to a ghoul. Happy is about to arrive at tier 3, but no level 3 Dark Ranger yet. Devotion Aura, amazing. Scroll of the Beast, amazing. And the Shadowhunter comes out for Hitman. This is where the game will be decided. Tier 3 has been unlocked, and this is where the real game begins. Hitman also unlocks level 2 Storm. So we're getting there.
We're getting there, and no huge losses from either side yet. In fact, no losses at all, I would think. And that is going to be decent for Hitman, I would argue, but the first big fight has not happened yet. It's going to come down to how does that stomp land when they finally engage. I would like to see, again, I mentioned this in the last series, Hex the Dark Ranger, land the stomp. That's a crucial start. It's all about the first 5 seconds of these fights in this matchup.
Exactly, but of course with Happy's control, you can dispel
Yeah.
that Hex really quickly. And the first fight might be brewing here. Creep Jack by Happy on the left-hand side. Item on the ground. Oh my god, was that a steal? The coil barely arrived. I'm not too sure. It looks like a Dark Ranger 2.7 all of a sudden. Vamp Aura again. But the majority of the camp goes to Hitman if he controls it well, and he absolutely does. Finally, Chain Lightning unlocked. Super important to just get rid of all these skeletons.
Yeah, Happy has to find a fight, I would say. He's going to wait for his Lich. He's going to grab the Orb, Destroy Form, Burrow, +1 attack. Another Ziggurat on the way, so plenty of upgrades for Happy in the future. Now he's got the Nova and the Orb. But he needs to take a fight before Hitman is, you know, over 50 supply, because then the ghouls will just melt to that number of Berserkers, even though they do have the good damage type against them. Happy might be looking for that fight right now. Hitman needs a good pre-position.
Well, we're dead even on XP. That's pretty insane. Hitman is catching up, and now they meet each other on even supply. Do we need an Invo Potion on the TC? We actually do. Coil Nova on the Raider. This is something you have to calculate in. Happy is bursting through the Scroll of the Beast already and finds no success with that, really. Hitman's disengagements have been superb so far.
I'm surprised he's re-engaging now into that Scroll of the Beast. He doesn't want to allow Happy, I suppose, to go and just take that red camp eventually. That's a big stomp. The silence comes in after a rare mistake from Happy there. 2 ghouls go down. Kodo gets nuked. Shadowrunner level 2 could get a heal wave, but no, the Kodo does go down. Heal wave on the Berserker instead. The ghouls are kind of feeding. The Torn Chieftain might have to pop that potion of invulnerability. He does have one more stomp as well.
How do you get out?
He's got to leave.
Exactly. How do you get out? But Happy allows him to leave, as there's very, very little mana left. A Nova, maybe, but finally a first blood here, almost after 10 minutes. We're still dead even on 50 pop, but we're getting closer to level 3 fast here. The TC continues to level, but a massive Nova into Headhunters, followed by 1, 2, maybe 3 kills.
And a greater mana also found by Happy. Oil and the Torn Chieftain, you got to be careful. There's a heal wave. There is a salve running right now, but that's not the end of the nukes. The Raider again falls, and the Torn Chieftain, you got to be careful. Heal scroll used, but this TC, he needs to get in range for the stomp. The Kodo coming in. It is dodged. It's always dodged by Happy.
More and more ghouls streaming in. Level 3 now. What we got to see? Oh, massive stomp on the ghouls again, but the TC barely escaping once more. This is so much mana. Did the ghouls somehow bring mana potions? I don't know how he does it. The statue micro is out of this world. Hitman running to the shop more and more and more. He has to be aware that the coil is coming in.
Kodo might still be hungry. 2 ghouls being focused down. It seems like Hitman is somewhat turning the tides, but look at the DK. It's full mana. The Raider mana is so great here. Unreal. The stomps are excellent, though. The Chain Lightning, 2 Fiends. One is saved. The next one could be saved with a Burrow. But both Fiends getting quite low. Level up on the Lich. That could be a Frost Armor now in that Death Knight. Farseer now nuked. Town Portal being forced. But there could be a follow-up nuke, Neil.
He might be out of potions. He got to heal self, but I don't think there's a potion. Can he control the undead heroes and save his own tri-hero combo? More and more headhunters are falling. Hitman trying to turn the tide. The Fiends are not providing anything anymore. Frost Armor actually to save him from the big bull. This fight is pretty much insane, but Hitman is taking more and more and more losses, has to spend every single gold coin on items just to survive, and it's GG, and Happy stays flawless.
Yeah, 1-0 in quick succession. It took one very, very long fight. I think the biggest mistake that I only quite noticed at the end, no dust for Hitman. He got the potion of vulnerability, but he could not kill those 2 Fiends that got very, very low. The one got coiled, the one moved back. They both ended up burrowing, and he didn't secure those. That's 6 supply that should have been free with the Dust of Appearance.
Right on. What a game. Basically a fight that continued from the left-hand side shop, back into the middle, back into the base, non-stop brawling on tier 3 between Undead and Orc. That's the way, we like it.
Yeah, it could have gone either way. Really, that's what this matchup seems to be nowadays. You both get tier 3, you both creep as much as you can, get the levels you can, and then one big fight. And it all comes down to micro. We really saw that versus X-Lord when Hitman played him, and now we're seeing it against the best micro of all time. So no wonder Happy's up 1-0 now.
Yeah, I think it's undisputed by now that Happy probably has the highest skill in basically every regard. Like his map awareness is insane. His knowledge about the game, his decision making is next level. He barely ever miss macros.
Yeah.
I think he misplaced the Ziggurat once.
Yeah.
In the past 6 years. So it's pretty damn insane. But Hitman, way better performance than against X-Lord, I would say.
Yes.
Problematic a little bit, not getting anything done really in the early game. You know, if 1 or 2 creeps go his way, that's a big shift in experience. Then Happy's level 2 is delayed, level 3 is delayed. If the level 3 is delayed, you can do a lot more and be proactive with the headhunters a little more. So if he, on the next map, gets these 1 or 2 creeps, the game could be a whole lot different.
Absolutely, and there's still the question up in the air of will it be Blade Master or not. It's not as though they looked bad against X-Lord. X-Lord just seemed to, one, get very good items, of course, but also he had a nice timing on the Tiny Great Hall. He had very good fights, and he had the Banshee counter. So is Hitman still confident, even against the Banshees, even against the Frost Armor, to continue the Blade Master play? He's done it against Happy, at least on ladder, and he's won the games at least on ladder, but is he confident here about to be dropped out of the tournament.
We're just seconds away from that, Carson. Maybe the last map of RARALAND Saturday. We are ready. Happy 1, Hitman 0. We need a turnaround to keep NA in the World Series.
All right, here we are. World Series and on Tide Hunters. A lot of people's favorite map here. We have Hitman in the upper left and Happy in the bottom right. It is the Blade Master. All right, there we go.
Alrighty. Hey, Arcadia, do you like Blade Masters? Big red numbers. Don't we all? Don't we all? So this is a really interesting situation to me. Hitman, this has to be a comfort pick of some sorts, right? He's back against the wall. He's against one of the greatest of all time. He has to win this. He has to win at least this and then probably one more. Pick the strat that you think is most successful, and not too many people have tried Blade Master versus Happy. Usually, the more often he plays against a certain strat, the more absurd his performance becomes. Like the last hitting against the Farseer harass, he learned that over the span of like 2 months or something. Who plays Blade Master against him?
I'm trying to remember who last would have done it. I mean, because you even see people when they're off-race Orc, they always go Farseer. We saw Infi and TH go Mass Windriders. Happy figured that out with the Farseer of like Focus and so on, for instance. Happy figured that out. Lin playing more hit and run with Raiders, same with Linguagua. Happy figured that out. Every strategy you throw at him, you need to figure another strat out before he's even seen it.
What's the DK doing? He keeps his TP, so no wild expansion or anything that he sometimes practiced against Soin already. Hitman needs to creep and please pray to the Warcraft gods for a handful of good items if you want a game 3 right here. Gloves, decent. Circlet for the blade, certainly great. And tech started.
And of course, the Marketplace, Happy's favorite spot and a Blade Master's favorite spot on every single map. So that could be a source of claws later on. They are quite cheap, in fact, so Happy always invests into that. Happy going to look for a Mantle of Intelligence from the Turtles. Hitman perhaps going to do the same. Hitman wouldn't be surprised to see him creep level 3. I think that was a mistake he may have made against Exler in Last Refuge, not prioritizing getting level 3 Blade. If you can get level 3 Blade, you can really slow down and delay the harass potential of Happy.
Wow, such an effective way to creep up, man. Pulling the Turtles all the way back to the gold mine so the ghouls are there faster, so you get your level 2 faster. Next level creeping right there.
Very well done. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe it's only possible on one side, but that, yeah, excellent efficiency from Happy as ever. He's so fast, and now he's going to waste no time getting that level 3, going to the middle. But Hitman going to do the same, and he got Slippers of Agility. He's at the Marketplace, and he's looking for a greater mana.
Okay, let's see what we get here. Not the greatest item in the Marketplace, I guess, but maybe a big Invo Potion, Mana Potion, something. Happy's creep speed is absurd.
Yes.
Level 2.6, and the Snapper is still available. How can you follow this up? Nobody does it better.
Needs a little bit more experience, but that's easy to find. There's plenty of small camps here on Tide Hunters, plenty of camps in general. And Scroll the Beast found, of course. Hitman, I think he could have replaced that with claws or something, but as you mentioned, maybe nothing good in the Marketplace currently. If there is, Happy's certainly going to buy it here. He does grab a Circlet there, unless he got that from the shop, and trying to get level 3 now.
Okay. What is he doing with the tech advantage? Is he playing a fast Shadow Hunter with Hex and Nuke, or is it a TC for creeping? It's probably the big question right there. Scroll of the Beast earlier, crit, unlock, damage items look good. Is Happy's tech timing normal? It's so far behind.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit slow, but I mean, Happy, at least he gets the level 3 now, gets the last hit. Hitman was the one grabbing that item, if I'm not mistaken, did get the Circlet, and one ghoul going to be forced into the coil. Forcing the coils at this stage in the game is huge, because once Happy hits tier 2, he's going to want to harass that Shadow Hunter with coils.
Okay, let's see if we get that. Yep, Shadow Hunter queued as well as the tier 3. Can he kill a ghoul with a crit? Maybe he's going for a surround. There must be mana, right? There has to be mana for a Windwalk. Gets it here, and Coil again defensively used. That was the second last one. Can finally some Murgles go to Hitman, please?
Yeah, he still needs to secure that level 3 Blade Master, of course. That is necessary in scouting the future harass that will be happening on the Shadow Hunter. Of course, Shadow Hunter tier 3 bestiary. Warmill, the standard Hitman Blade Master build order, the standard Blade Master build order at this point. Halls of the Dead about to finish, though, and then we will finally see, will it be that Lich, or will it be something like an extremely fast tier 3?
Isn't it insane how long these guys are fighting over a Murgle?
It's barely any experience, too. Just give it up, guys. Just go home. Who cares? There's bigger things
It's
to
a
do.
thing of principle, you know. You want to make a point here. I think especially Hitman, after not getting the last hits on map 1, he wants to make sure I can do this too, brother. Last map I was a little unlucky, but give me a second chance and I will overcome you. Now with the arrival of a Shadowhunter, he definitely will, and he finally creeps the spot. But I think Happy, having achieved level 3 and delaying the level of a Blade Master, got everything he wanted.
Yeah, worth noting, the timing that Happy backed away there was actually 100% to the second perfect when the Shadowhunter was going to come and hex his ghouls and kill them. Just want to point that one out.
Yeah, among all the things he does so well, what a timing, man. It's just... He's getting really, really, really close to perfection. It's scary.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no real mistakes so far this game from really either player. Maybe some last hits could have gone Hitman's way. Maybe he could be level 3 by now. But for Happy, there's certainly not a lot of room here that you could argue is error. And he's going to try to get a couple more nice items for this Lich that is looking a little underwhelming, at least for Happy standards.
That will probably change. Make one shopping trip to the marketplace and off we go.
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse and Ziggurat positioned defensively. Hitman continuing to creep at a spot where the item was already gone. Mantle of Intelligence starting to creep some spots from Happy away.
Yep.
That's a nice move by Hitman. And getting close to 3 shouldn't be enough, though.
And he's going to also not only steal a camp away, but be able to scout where the DK is. The skeletons should give it away. But he's got to be careful, though. Coil Nova. Uh-oh, he's got to run around the tree line. The skeleton's giving vision. This is a dead blade. This is a dead blade.
Oh.
The coil, it's gone. Oh, my God. What a play from Happy.
Just like the Farseer against X-Lord, once again, Hitman doing a fly cosplay and losing his first hero in the mid-game. Stopped in his tracks and Happy now miles and miles ahead once more. You need this level 2 Windborg to keep track of the opponent to buy time for level 3 Shadowhunter and of course the third hero. This TC will once again, just like in the game against X-Lord, be super underwhelming.
Yeah.
And Happy just...
Wasting no time.
All your creep spots belong to us.
Book of the Dead. Something you wish didn't belong to him, but he's going to sell that probably to the shop. Or he could use it. I mean, it can find some decent value with the lacking walkers, of course, but Happy is one that loves to sell every item he doesn't absolutely need. Sobi Mask is something Hitman absolutely needed with the situation he's in right now being quite behind. Little spike, but that is A-OK so far. Frenzy on the way, another statue on the way, and the Blade Master 20 seconds away, but not before losing a lot of camps on the bottom right of the map.
Yeah, I would love to see the XP graph once again. Happy must be skyrocketing. This is absurd. Okay, doesn't look too bad actually. It's still very even. Maybe it's because it was solo experience on the Shadowhunter, not too sure how it's calculated then. But alright, Hitman has the Wyvern, that's fine. Kodo Beast boosts the damage. Shadowhunter is at least level 3. Blade is back too, but of course that postpones the TC as well.
Yeah, TC immediately queued up afterwards. Hitman, of course, needs a potion of invulnerability. Happy already got one of the Dark Ranger, potion healing on the Lich, and greater heal from that Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Happy's getting 3 of 4 consumables, big consumables here. Or actually, let's say 4 of 5, actually, because he got the Book of the Dead as well. Yeah. Incredible so far.
Okay, we got a Crystal Ball. Might be useful later against Burrowed Fiends if we see this again somehow.
Yeah, at least he'll have that. He didn't have the dust before, and he did already use it, so he's probably just going to scout, make sure there's no Banshees or anything. Maybe he get a Walker if he sees that in the main base, but he's going to be disappointed, Hitman, that he's got nothing left to creep. He's going to have to go and try to contest for that red camp.
Yeah, that's one of the last spots on the map. We have 3 left, 2 orange here on Happy side plus the red. He absolutely needs it. You're definitely right. Frost Armor again on the Lich. TC arrives soon. Is Hitman in fighting shape? This was the position where Happy is right now, where X-Lord and Soen, I believe, had this insane fight at DreamHack.
Yep.
Well, Happy and Soen it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to see this recreated, please.
Happy does get his own Scroll of the Beast, which is, of course, great with this style of Hitman. But one thing he doesn't have is a ton of mana items, which is something we've seen trending with our undead players today. So Happy's going to be missing out on that a little bit. And Hitman looks as though he's going to get the red camp. So Adgar's possibility for him, Claws plus 12 possibility for him. Plenty of good items, and Happy's just going to give it away, it seems like.
Okay, flute for happy though. You'll possibly be happy with that as well. Good damage on the blade by now. Isn't up 200 crits already. Hello. I really like that. Titanus is so small, you don't really need the second level Windwalk at this stage, unlike a map like Twisted Meadows, where you want to roam around all the time.
Yeah.
And he needs a little bit of luck to stay in this game and in the series. More agility, more damage boost, higher crits. Good choice by Hitman.
Yeah, because it's going to take a while, especially being on Tri-Hero now and with the Blade being dead for so long, to get level 4, and crit level 2 is going to be necessary. Happy, using his advantage now, he gives up the red camp, but he takes an expansion, and this is an unorthodox timing. Hitman might not be aware of this, and if he loses this fight right now, he's certainly not going to be able to stop that expansion.
Okay, but Hitman has a supply lead. A bit of that is still stuck in production. Oh my god! Illusion on everything! Can he get out somehow? Oh, this is nasty! This is so nasty! What a play! The Blade Master is dead, surrounded by a million skeletons and DK illusions. Play of the tournament right here. Happy out of his mind. Greatness.
Oh my dear lord, the silence illusion surround, an outrageous play from Happy. He's normally not even that fancy, but that was the fanciest thing we've seen all week. Kodo gonna go down, Blade needs to be tavered. I think a unit is going there now, silence on the Torn Chieftain, but Hitman on the back foot, and he's not going to be able to stop that expansion. He can't even stop this army right now. Scroll the Beast. Peon's burrowing up. Where's the Blade? He needs the Blade, but it's nowhere to be found. He doesn't even have the gold right now, I think.
Yeah, the last hope was the Blade Master high-level crits. This TC is about to fall as well. NA had one representative, had a strong start into this tournament, but then fell off. The loss against X-Lord paved the way, and this might be the end as Big Demi once again takes it all. Blade Master is back though. He needs Linstain's sword somehow, but the healer and disabler is gone. Hitman calls for the game, and Big Demi flawless into the semi-final. What a performance once again. Perfection of Warcraft 3 right here on stage in Hamburg. Glorious.
And he shows us something a little bit different at the end there. That expansion timing is not something Happy does every single time. He sometimes will go into Banshees, he'll sometimes go for a 60 supply push and try to break the Orcs Tiny Great Hall they normally go for. And I don't even think he was going to win that fight, Happy. He just finds a way with an illusion, silence on the Blade. There's no push on vulnerability. I wonder if he even checked the Blade before he did that. Like, just got to check really quick and then spam my illusion, then I got to silence it, then you're dead, and then I win the game. Outrageous.
Yeah.
The first time we've seen Happy so far on the main stage, and he's not disappointing at all. This is why he's possibly one of the greatest players of all time, possibly the greatest player of all time.
You can only imagine what he did to the other opponents.
I know,
that
oh
we
my
didn't
God.
See. Poor Hitman though, a super fun character to hang out with. Super great to have him here. He'll hopefully enjoy his day tomorrow nonetheless. But we want to hear from the guy who's getting closer and closer to perfection. We got Todd and Happy at the stage. Remo and Happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we have him, the winner, the still undefeated reigning world champion, Happy. Get some noise! Happy didn't drop a map yet, and this also brings us back to the last World Championship at DreamHack, where also did extremely well. Where did you struggle most so far in the group stage? We only saw one game from you. What was the hardest series, the hardest opponent so far for you?
I don't know. Same.
All right. This is the first time in a long time that you've played, and other players as well, in front of a big audience. Does this have any effect on you? Does it change anything? Is it different in any way?
Well, of course, it's harder than playing from home, but I can say it's first time I play in front of audience, so I'm used to it.
All right. Lots of strong players still in this tournament, coming from Group A. You haven't faced them yet, RARALAND, for example. Who do you think would have the best chance at beating you?
Don't know, maybe Sain, because he plays Orc.
All right. You just defeated Hitman very impressively, 2-0, different strategies. Farseer first, then Blade Master. What do you struggle with more? What do you think stronger for Orc? What's harder to beat?
Equally. It's not just the strategy, it's also maps and player play style, so equally.
All right. And one last one. Tomorrow, the big final day, and everyone's expecting you to perhaps lift the trophy over there. What do you expect for yourself? What do you expect more tomorrow to be like?
I don't make predictions, but I think I have good chances, so why not? I'll try my best to win.
He's flawless so far, folks. Let's see if he can continue tomorrow. One more time, please, for Happy. Make some noise.
And he is still undefeated, not a single map dropped. As opposed to Lolite, who dropped one map earlier today against Soin. Happy is as dominant as ever. So yeah, that's quite the sight that we have here. This man seems to be not fazed at all by the greatness that he just exudes by existing. But yeah, it was a long day of Warcraft 3 again, just like yesterday. But I think this was a pretty poetic ending here to have it end on Hitman versus Happy. Unfortunately, Hitman, let's be honest here, he didn't have the slightest chance here. He just got. Happy made the biggest play of the tournament, just so casually at the end. His face he was so stone cold, because I was watching the face cam when he did it. I was like, how can you do this and act as if nothing happened, right? So yeah, what a great day of Warcraft. And Happy, I think, is tomorrow then playing the winner of Soin and Foggy, whereas Lawlight will be playing the winner of Sock and X-Lord. That's gonna be so good.
3 matches. Yeah, Happy, a killer dressed in black. We saw him right there. Yeah. It was cool to see him smile on the stage. A little bit affected by the reaction of the crowd. Must feel good after all this time playing from home to finally feel what impact you have on other people in other countries. Yeah, tomorrow, amazing matches. 4 best of 5s and a best of 7 grand final. We have the world champion in. We got the vice world champion in. We got the War 3 champions winner of season 9 in. We got the 5-time German champion in. And we get the best human in the world in.
Yeah.
Yo, if you're not hyped for that, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't know what you're hyped for anymore. We got all 4 races, by the way. We got perfect race distribution, so to speak. So we got all 4 races at least in all of the 6 players. So that's going to be interesting. Despite all the human whining that we have heard, Sock still made it. So
and that is, I guess, 100% humans going through.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Not a single human eliminated. It's incredible.
Oh my God, you're forgetting about our poor boy Leon, man. It was so sad yesterday.
That was open bracket.
Of course.
All right, we have our finalists here. We got all the Koreans still in. Lawlight, then Sock, then Soin, then Sock, X-Lord, Happy, and Foggy. So CIS and Europe prevail over NA. NA down. But apart from that, these 3 regions are still in. And man, imagine Foggy against Happy on LAN, and he finally does it after all this time. How poetic. I wouldn't mind another rematch of Happy versus Lawlight. There's so many amazing constellations. Rematch of the War 3 Champions Finals with Soin and Happy as well. Like, every outcome is insane.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think there's only going to be good matches tomorrow, and I think the thing is that Soin and Foggy battled out to who plays against Happy, and both of these guys are actually the people with the best win chances in this tournament, and one of them is going to meet Happy. So there's something for everybody tomorrow.
Absolutely. There's something for us here as well, and that is an amazing, amazing crowd so far.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they couldn't practice anywhere. There were no local tournaments or anything.
Exactly.
I had the pleasure to watch one series of all of this right over there in the viewing area. I got goosebumps. These guys are so cool to see them appreciating the plays that we usually see from home. This is a freaking dream coming true. This is, of course, enabled by our sponsors, by QPad and Lead Desk. It's not normal that companies like you support a 20-year-old game. We love to have you with us, and we hopefully see you guys tomorrow for the final day of RARALAND at the World Series.
Yeah, also from my side, shoutouts to Arcadia, who are providing the venue that we're holding this amazing event in, and also shoutouts to Being Esports for, the entire, not only the production of the broadcast that you are seeing, but also, the organization of the entire tournament. So, these guys, the unsung heroes, they're not sponsors, they're basically like the people responsible for everything being possible here. So yeah, shoutouts to everyone involved, and also shoutouts to you, Yannis, and back to Warcraft in general. This entire project wouldn't have been possible without any of these five logos that you see down there: Cupid, Elite Desk, Arcadia, Being Esports, and of course back to Warcraft. So from my end, who is not involved with any of those organizations, huge thank you for making all of this possible, because I'm having one of the best esports events I've ever had in my life right this weekend.
I'm tearing up a little, dude. You've been to so many events over the years. It's really awesome. So thank you, everybody who's here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for supporting us with subs and donations and maybe a Patreon subscription. You'll find all the links on backtowarcraft.com/support. And we see each other tomorrow, guys. Have a good night. And people at the venue, see you at the bar.
Yeah, let's go.